Malaysian prosecutors have dropped a murder charge against one of two women suspected in the killing of Kim Jong-nam, the half-brother of North Korea's leader. Here's Southeast Asia correspondent Ann Barker.
After 2 years in custody, Siti Aisyah and her co-accused Doan Thi Huong were in court today for what was to be the start of the defence case. Doan Thi Huong was due to address the court for the first time and give her account of what happened in February 2017 when Kim Jong-nam was killed at Kuala Lumpur airport. But before the hearing could proceed, prosecutors shocked the court by announcing they were dropping the murder charge against Siti Aisyah.
I'm very happy. I didn't expect that today would be my Freedom Day.
Prosecutors have so far given no reason for the decision, but lawyers suggest it's to do with the airport's security vision that showed the attack on Kim Jong-nam as he walked through the airport terminal. It purports to show two women approaching him. One allegedly sprays a chemical on his face, the other holds a cloth over it. But Siti Aisyah's defence team says there's no evidence she was one of those women or in any way involved in the crime.
The fact that the clothes that were found did not have the DNA of Siti Aisyah.
The case against the Vietnamese woman is set to proceed after an adjournment. Doan Thi Huong argues she thought she was taking part in a prank for a reality TV show and is also innocent. 4 North Korean men suspected of orchestrating the murder fled Malaysia soon after Kim's killing. Siti Aisyah is now a free woman. She was ushered out of the court and taken to the Indonesian embassy and is expected to fly home to Indonesia soon. Her mother, who hadn't seen her for 2 years, recently told the ABC she knew her daughter was not guilty.
She told me she's innocent. I believe my daughter is innocent, and that's it.
She says her daughter had hoped to be a television star. That career might now be on hold. Ann Barker, ABC News.
And Ann Barker joins us now from Jakarta with more. So, Ann, do we know why the Indonesian woman accused of the killing was suddenly released?
Andrew, we've discovered only since that news was announced this morning that the charge against Siti Aisyah was dropped. We've actually discovered that there were quite a lot of negotiations going on between Indonesia and Malaysia going back to August last year, which is when the prosecution case actually finished in court. So the Indonesian government today released a letter that was written to the Malaysian government. One Minister for Law and Human Rights wrote to the Attorney General in Malaysia asking directly for assistance to help Siti Aisyah and saying that they would like Malaysian authorities to reconsider the charges against her and allow her to go home, taking into account the good relations between both countries. Now, they laid 3 grounds for this request. One, they said that Siti Aisyah did not know that she was part of a North Korean plot to kill Kim Jong-nam, that she believed she was part of a reality TV show. They said that she also had been deceived and that she didn't get any benefit from taking part in any attempt to murder him. Now, this is quite extraordinary because you would think that those kinds of issues are the very questions that a court would decide and indeed will still have to consider in the case of her co-accused. But I guess it does show that there was direct lobbying going on by Indonesia, and it tells you something about the strength of that relationship, that Indonesia felt that it could make this request and actually have it granted.
And I gather she left the country very quickly. What's that tell you?
Well, again, she left the country on a charter plane. She arrived only within hours of the court adjourning this morning. And so that suggests also that there were plans well and truly afoot in the last few days. The minister that wrote this letter, in fact, was in Malaysia with a team of Indonesian government officials. So again, it does show that there was previous knowledge, prior knowledge, that the prosecutors were going to drop these charges and Siti Aisyah would be back in Indonesia tonight.
And as far as the second woman accused, how strong is the prosecution's case against her?
Well, I mean, it is a similar case that was going to be laid against Siti Aisyah. There is CCTV vision that showed 2 women approaching Kim Jong-nam from behind. There is evidence that Doan Thi Huong, the Vietnamese woman, was in fact one of those women, that she either sprayed the chemical, the nerve agent VX, on his face, or she was the one that perhaps held a cloth to his face soon after. There is evidence, I believe, of DNA that was found on his body, and also traces of VX that is allegedly found on her or her clothing. So there is a strong case, and her hearing will resume. There was an adjournment after the news this morning about the charges against the Indonesian girl being dropped, but certainly she was supposed to be in court to give her account of what happened in February of 2017, and my understanding that case for now will resume.
Anne, thanks very much.